Yeah, so I think it's we are all on. Hello. Welcome to another edition of Teach Me. I'm really happy to host this live today and talk about LinkedIn content strategies. I'm here today with two LinkedIn experts, Sarah and Luis and Chris from Cloud Campaign. I want to say welcome to everybody who is with us and let us know in the comments where are you joining from. Today, we are going to talk about LinkedIn content strategies for B2B space. I'm excited to have these LinkedIn experts with me and talk about LinkedIn content and how to create a performing post on this platform. Before starting, let me briefly introduce them. So, Sarah Clay is a LinkedIn coach to companies and entrepreneurs. Louise Brogan is LinkedIn expert and speaker, and Chris Browning is content creating and strategic storyteller at Cloud Campaign. Our goal for today is to teach the social media professionals what they should stop doing on LinkedIn, what they should start doing, and what they should start scaling on this platform. So, hi Sarah, hi Louise, and hi Chris. Welcome.
Hi, Adina. Thanks for
Hi,
having us.
thanks for having us.
So glad to be here.
Great. So I have to mention that I am a little bit nervous because it's my first show with three people. We have to keep it under 30 minutes because this is one of my objective to all my lives to be under 20 maximum 30 minutes. So yeah, it's a challenge for all of us. So thank you for accepting this challenge.
We can do it.
We like
Yeah.
a challenge. It's good for us.
Yeah, great. So, my first question for you, Sarah, is why it's important for a business to have a page? We know that individuals get more impressions, people engage with more with their content. Why businesses should invest in a business page, in a company page?
Okay, so bearing in mind the time, I'm just going to choose one reason because I actually wrote a blog about this recently and I have 13 reasons on my blog, but I'm going to choose one. I'm going to go for SEO. So Google, when you type in, when people type into Google, into the search bar in Google, content that is on LinkedIn comes up in that search. So if you're posting twice, if you're posting on your personal profile and on your company page, you've got much more chance of appearing in an SEO search for that content. That's one reason that I would give you.
Louise, would you like to add something else here?
Yeah, sure. So clients that I work with would have maybe a company page because they have a team. And having a company page on LinkedIn, as Sarah says, it's really good for SEO. It also helps your team because if you're creating content and sharing it as an organization or company on the company page, you can then notify your employees or your team that that content is there, and that gives them something to share across to their personal networks that they can talk about without them having to think about what to do because they're busy doing their everyday jobs. So that's a really great reason to have company pages. And also the employees then have the company logo in their own personal profiles. So it amplifies the reach of your company to a wider network on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I think that this is great because this is a great tip to basically build your brand awareness, helps you build the brand awareness by adding this logo on your employee accounts. Chris, would you like to add something else here?
Yeah, I mean, I think I always go into everything with like the caveat is LinkedIn right for your business to like, in part of your strategy. But one way that we use it heavily is just also like recruiting and networking, but really trying to find good talent. I think especially in this job market, LinkedIn has been pretty crucial to keeping just our staff filled, which is just operational, but helpful.
Yeah. I have to mention that for us, LinkedIn is the mainstream for getting people in the team. So yeah, it's important to build our business page. And there were a lot of changes on LinkedIn. We have newsletters. you can go live, and usually it's lately LinkedIn build so many tools for increasing the brand awareness for a company. So definitely everyone should be and should think of starting and involving efforts in this platform.
Do you mind if I just say something very quickly, continuing on from
Yeah,
the logo, having a logo, if you've got a company page, that's really important. Even if you're an owner-managed business and it's just you, to have that logo there on your personal profile is really, really helpful. So even if you
yeah,
don't have any other employees, it's still really useful to have a company page.
yeah. Great. So, Luis, if you have to point out a formula for the most performing post on LinkedIn, what would that be?
Honestly, for company pages and personal profiles, it's starting a conversation with your network. And when you look at LinkedIn, if you log into LinkedIn and you're on your profile, and it literally says, what do you want to talk about? That's the prompt from LinkedIn. So if you can think of a conversation that you can start with your network, whether as a company or on your personal profile, that's the way to approach it. LinkedIn is a platform for building relationships and networking with people. It's your professional networking social media site. And you're on there to connect with people, find people, and network with the people who you are already connected to. If someone is following your company page, they're following you. They could be following you because they want to work there, and they want to see what it's like to work there. But if you're just churning out, here's our products, here's what we sell, people aren't going to be too interested. But if you start conversations about, here's why we created this product, let's talk to our managing director. What do they think about what's been the best thing about working here in the last year? And then starting a conversation with your followers. So what do you most love about where you work? Or have you tried our product? What do you think of it? Can you think of things that you'd like us to change about it? When you do that, you're inviting people to respond to you. And the more engagement and comments you can get on your content, the more visibility that post will get from your network. And it kind of has like a ripple effect. The more people that comment and engage, the more their networks see what you're talking about, and the more visibility you get for your brand. So think about, what conversations can I start with the people who are in my network or who are following my company page on LinkedIn.
Yeah, because what I see from most of the business pages that I follow on LinkedIn, I see that join to our webinar, here is a new product launch, and there is no invitation to a real conversation. And yeah.
And there's room for all of that, Adina. There is definitely room for that. But when you start a conversation, you get far more engagement.
Yeah, so basically, don't every post start with sharing an article or invite people to read more on your blog. Just invite them to and discuss with them. Just simply put their insightful information for them.
Yes, and ask them what they think of it.
Yeah.
People are always willing to share their opinions if you ask for it. It's the best way to get engagement.
It really is.
Yeah, I know that, for example, LinkedIn changed the algorithm. There was a news last week about the fact that now they started to downgrade the polls. So if you are basically just using for the fun, your post maybe won't be visible to everyone. And they also started to look at the posts that have too many spaces. I know that there is
Thank goodness.
Oh my God, that's so
yeah,
annoying.
exactly. So there is a trend. You write a sentence, and after that you put, I don't know, 2-3 spaces, and then you write something else. So LinkedIn started to downgrade this way of writing content on LinkedIn. So yeah, invite
That's
people
very good news.
for more conversations. Yeah. Okay, so if you, Chris, for example, what brands and businesses should stop doing on LinkedIn?
Ooh.
Ooh, we're trying to keep this under
Nice,
under
good,
20, under
nice.
30 minutes, right? Okay, well, I think maybe going back to my initial point is using LinkedIn when it just doesn't make sense for their business. That can just be a big waste of time. That's an easy one in terms of just like make sure you're vetting the platform for your actual needs, and if your audience is there in a place that they can that you can engage with them. And then maybe I'll just say like posting for the sake of posting. Sometimes as either marketers or as business owners, we feel like we just have to participate and just put out something, and it's usually either like self-serving or it's just banal useless content, or it's just more noise to the equation. So I think just what we just spoke about in terms of downgrading posts and making sure your posts are of quality, posting for the sake of posting is something people should stop doing on LinkedIn, or just like sharing things randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sarah, would you like to add something
I
here?
would love to add a bugbear of mine, and I think, well, probably everybody's, is when people are just buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. It's when you're writing a post, when anything you do on LinkedIn, as well as the conversations, which I wholeheartedly believe is, if you're adding value to people in some way, rather than just saying this is who we are, this is what we have, this is what we have, this is what we have, it's boring, nobody's interested, and nobody likes being sold to, and that's not how it works on LinkedIn. It's about building those relationships, which, yes, okay, we're all here to sell, but we don't, we want to sell in a nice way, and we want to build those relationships first and make sure that the people that we want to work with are really the people that we want to work with, and then we're a good match. So yeah, please, anybody who's out there doing the buy my stuff, just please stop. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. My point is here that after the please buy my stuff, I will add please read more on my blog. I don't want to read on your blog. I want to, if I go to LinkedIn, I want to stay here in this platform, and I want to give me the information in this platform, and don't force me, push me to go to on your website. I think that LinkedIn requires to have a content distribution, so favors a lot content with tips, with formulas, with lists, and I think every blog post, maybe evergreen, if we are referring to evergreen content, can be repurposed on LinkedIn and being rewriting with the LinkedIn audience in mind. So yes, I want to join to a specific webinar, but reading general stuff that could be maybe summarized on LinkedIn in one single post. It's more helpful that an article that you are sharing. But Sarah, what brands should start doing on LinkedIn? So we discussed about what they shouldn't doing anymore, but what they should start doing on LinkedIn.
Well, they should start adding value and being helpful to people, and really talking to people and finding out what their customers want. So quite often I'll get messages to say, here's my free this, here's my that, here's my the other. I don't want it. Ask me if I want it first. And if I want it, then yeah, send it to me. And I think a lot of brands think that if they bombard you with all their information, their free stuff, then they're doing you a favor. But they need to ask first and find out if you want it and if you're aligned for them.
Good. Louise, would you like to add something here?
Yes, I think that most companies are not using very much of what LinkedIn has to offer. There are so many tools. you can set up a webinar using LinkedIn events and invite your network to follow you or to sign up for that webinar. You can now use, they're just rolling out LinkedIn audio to more LinkedIn creators. Most people that I know, companies and individuals, are really just lurking on LinkedIn and aren't even aware of half of the tools that are available to them. I also think that companies, and this serves Sarah and I very well, that companies should actually invest in teaching their staff and their teams how to properly use LinkedIn. Go all, if LinkedIn, like Chris made such a good point, if your audience is not on LinkedIn, then focus your company growth on Twitter or Instagram or TikTok or wherever you're getting the most traction. But if your audience is on LinkedIn and you want to build your company's presence on LinkedIn, then empower your team by helping them to get really good LinkedIn profiles and give them the knowledge and skills that when you put this amazing content out, like the interview from your new CEO into 5 short clips that you're going to share across the next few weeks, make sure that your team know what to do with that and invite them to engage with the content and empower them on how to do that. Also, one of my clients, I work with some teams and we do monthly strategy sessions. And in one of the local recent strategy sessions, I said to them, you have a list of 30 companies that you deliver services to. Does anybody from the team ever go and comment on your own clients' LinkedIn company pages? I said, because that's a really good way to keep yourself really top of mind, because you can be sure that most other people are not doing that. So really, and it's a really long answer, Adina, sorry, we have to keep everything short. Prepare your team on how to actually use the company branding on LinkedIn, and you're going to really get much further reach as a company as a whole.
Yeah,
that's a huge, like, I want to underscore like how important that is, because you as a company are going to be touching the customer from different roles, right? Like from maybe support, from sales, if they have an account manager, and if different aspects of the company that were involved to get them that service or just engaged, it really builds such a stronger relationship and like brand connection. Like there's no way to like I'm not sure what the word, like machinate that any other way. Like there's no substitute for that is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah. So another thing that I will add here is that now you can post as a company to other
Yes.
posts, to individual posts or to other company posts. So maybe if you want, maybe you can, if I don't know, your buyer persona, the people that you are targeting are asking something on LinkedIn, you are already connecting, maybe you can search and get those posts, searching using a specific hashtag, and get those posts and reply to those posts with something useful. So it's for us works pretty well, because usually we give an answer on LinkedIn questions about everything social media, about posting, about social media data, social media analytics. So yeah, this is pretty useful for company pages, as I think that everyone should start doing. And maybe of course you can switch between you as a marketing manager, as a social media manager, as a founder, and maybe to add a more human layer and present and comment you as the representative of that brand, for that brand. So I think that businesses should start doing more of this. Yeah, and of course, webinars with all the features that LinkedIn offered are great. Okay, so what they should start scaling, Sarah?
Scaling. So I think it's really important on LinkedIn to be there regularly. And I think what people make a mistake of doing is, we've got this event on, this is fantastic, let's post about it on LinkedIn. So they go all out and they post, post a day, 2 posts a day for a week or 2 weeks, and then they stop. And then they're gone, and it's like, nothing happening. if you're posting consistently on LinkedIn, you're going to start to build that trust. Because if you're just there and then you're not there, people's expectations are very confused. So, they see you there and think, oh, this is interesting. And then you've gone. So they're going to forget about you. And then if you pop up again, it's just not going to build the trust that you need. So in terms of scaling, I would say being consistent is one of the most important things that you can do. And it's consistency across everything. It's consistency across branding, obviously, consistency in posting, and also consistency in appearing and being there on LinkedIn and commenting on other people's posts. And that's what's going to really build those all-important relationships. I think people just don't see the value of that. And it's so, so important. And, if a company is small, they don't have an awful lot going on. If they post once a fortnight, every single fortnight, then great. I mean, ideally for company pages, I think it's currently twice a week is the optimum to be posting on a company page. But if you really can't, the thought of posting twice a week sends you into shivers because you don't have that much. Post once a week, post once a fortnight, but be consistent about it and be there.
Yeah.
I think that's what's really important on LinkedIn.
Chris, would you like to add?
I would. The first thing I'd like to add is I'm definitely going to start rolling in Fortnite into my vernacular. It's not a common phrase in the United States, well, it is, but it's
you say bi-weekly, don't you?
Yes, but it is a popular video game amongst the millennials over here in the States and maybe elsewhere. But back on track. I think what I can speak to, I think consistency is huge. One way that we have found success with it is just through automation of our content marketing strategy. That comes with the caveat of always, asking permission, selling in a way that is empathetic and really looking to solve problems for people, not just buy my stuff, but really taking your content that already exists, being able to slice it up for consumable, packages for LinkedIn, and then using a software platform like Cloud Campaign, or there's plenty of others out there. I have to speak to the one that we use and that we love, but it really helps you automate that content stream that frees you up for more higher level strategic work, engagement, or just pursue other like product development activities. But that's one of the ways, just creating those repeating content and lead generation funnels using your content is one easy way to start scaling on LinkedIn.
Yeah, so we did a study with the Cloud Campaign, with our partner, about LinkedIn content strategy, and we found out that native documents, the carousel that everyone is seeing on LinkedIn, are generating more traffic than other type of LinkedIn posts. So maybe use a mix of text with image, with carousels, and create this mix on LinkedIn. So don't stick with one type of post, and add a mix in your strategy and based on what you want to achieve, because not all the posts have the same goals. Some posts are about getting comments, some posts are about getting traffic, and other posts maybe are for getting a higher impression rate. So keep in mind that when creating and want to attract people to your website, the PDF, the native documents are returning a much higher click-to rate than other type of LinkedIn content. So I think this is the end. I have no question for you. We didn't. We have actually we have more 6 minutes till the end, so we did it for today.
Well done, Nina.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Luis. Thank you, Sarah, and thank you, Chris, for being with me today and discussing about LinkedIn and guiding the social media professionals and community manager what they should doing with their content on LinkedIn. I think that everyone can find us on LinkedIn, of course. um, I know that everyone has an active presence on LinkedIn. So please follow Luis, Sarah, and Chris and connect with them to get more tips and tricks about how to write performing content. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I will get back in 2 weeks with Neil Schaefer and talking about influencer marketing.
Oh,
So
lovely.
yeah, thanks. Thank you
Thank
so
you so much, Adina. Thank you.
Adina.
Thank you,
Can't wait to
Adina.
share on our LinkedIn.
Yeah. And thank you. We have here a comment. Thank you, Lina. Thank you, Tina, for the comment. She said that there were valuable tips. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.